Yeah, hi, this is Rolf from Tesla Owners US, and today we are starting the trip to the e-cannonball. I'm flying a little bit terrible over Seattle, but you have to fly anyway a little bit north and then arriving in Frankfurt today or tomorrow, actually flying overnight about during noontime. And let's get the cannonball started.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
Yeah, hello, this was a wild tour because I just flew over Seattle, from Phoenix to Seattle, from Seattle to Frankfurt. Then I took a train there. The train was actually electric train, like the ice trains, Intercity Express from the Deutsche Bahn. And I took a train there into Berlin. I want to take an earlier train that was cancelled, and it obviously seemed that the pandemic was over for the Deutsche Bahn, because they canceled two trains and usually had 50% or more scheduled on one train, merged them all together. They had over 100% load on those trains. Happened to me 2 times that they were too busy, and then I'm driving into Berlin, actually South Cross or Südkreuz, and there my daughter picked me up, and we drove there electric again to the hotel Van der Valk in Brandenburg, which is just outside of Berlin. And from there, and it's actually also not far away from the factory. And from there we started our tour, and I will show you movies and pictures for that one. But for me, the main question was, because I helped Oscar and Ron and David, their 3-generation team, for me was the main tour is actually an SUV with a short range. Does that make sense? And because there was always a discussion about, we do not offer short range SUV, the range is just not enough. But you should think about that also for the Model Y, because there might be a purpose for that. And that's what I want to show you a little bit from the example here at the e-cannonball. Here are some pictures in the background from there while I'm running it on the green screen, so you can see some pictures flashing through. And let's start with how it all started with the first cars there. You're probably seeing them in the background. And then we started at number 44. For Chinese, that's not a lucky number, because it's Qi. 2 times Qi is double des. It's also considered as des. So we were basically not successful, and we made it through. We made it just later than the whole stream finished. So when we arrived about, I think they finished at 7:15 or so. We arrived 7:25, a couple of minutes later. We made some mistakes but also you get to know with the car and the owner, and especially Ron. He is an enthusiast for electric vehicles, especially when he's over 80 years old. I think he was one of the oldest participants there in the whole tour. And it was fun for him, and because it was a long tour, he had to go from the Netherlands all across to Berlin, all the way across, and then from Berlin all the way to Munich, and then on the next day from Munich all the way back up to the Netherlands. And that was a triangle ride within a couple of days. So, but now let's show you the pictures. This is the team next morning. So we are ready to go. It's about 7 o'clock or so, I think.
It is 7 o'clock, yes.
7 o'clock, and here's our car. At an MG, everything fits in perfect. We are ready to roll.
Jetzt machen wir das Ding wieder auf.
Okay, here we go. we are ready to rock and roll. So we are number 44 and we are waiting in the starting position. Pool position is it not, but it is close. And there are a couple of cars in front of us as well. And we are starting our tour from here, Berlin, Brandenburg, Hotel von. We are in front of the start. And soon is going on that we're gonna get a little interview and then send on our way. So now we are on our way and we are going easily, smoothly to the next locations. Yeah, we are going on Autobahn 10 and we are close to Michendorf and we are tracking that e-cannonball here on that iPad, as well as we are using a better route planner that is Oscar doing right now in order to track where we are, what our position is and how we are charging and where we should charge. Okay, where is the Porsche?
He's now even behind the truck or something like that. We slowed down to 121.
He's driving with
Nu komt die Porsche. Ja,
Ja, so. Ja, honk de hoorn.
Ja, maar is dat moeten voor ons voor de tanken ook langs? Ja.
Stop here at Aral Station. Pulse. And yeah, MG ready to go. Let's check. Nimmst du gleich die Maingau-Karte oder wie? Here we go. We are first. Okay, we make another try. Something went wrong on the charger. And then you start charging again.
Hij vergrendelt hem niet.
Can you check from inside if that is charging?
No check.
Oh.
Nog vast. Nog vast, ja.
How do I recognize this charging?
It will say it didn't do anything yet.
Oh, it's gone again. It was saying something here.
Ja.
Aber
Ja. Nou, dat gaat niet.
do you want to get one over to the other one? Drive one over?
Vast.
Huh?
Nou zit hij vast.
Okay. Okay, we finally got it after we reparked it to another location, and now it is 108 amp, 443 kilowatt at 10%, and we just wanted to arrive there at 10%. That was correct, and keep going. So there was a little problem there, but we fixed it. We made it here. We recommend to.
Recalculate the road.
Yeah, but that's not difficult. So the better route planner does it automatically almost, right? Could you connect the car with the better route planner as well, so that it reads the car and the current charge position on the car, or not?
No, I've not.
No, not connected the car. Okay, but it's not bad. Basically, when we are at the Aeronix market, what we can do is we can push it up to what percentage we have there, and then start from there. Yeah. Then recalculate.
Yeah, but now we have to find a route to the.
5 Sekunden. Dürft ihr nicht stehen bleiben. Ihr müsst die ganze Zeit rollen. So, alles was über oder unter 12 Sekunden ist, pro 1/10 Ja, ein Strafpunkt. Ne? So, ja, ist ja eine Gleichmäßigkeitsprüfung.
Ja,
Ja?
ich verstehe es.
Bitte nach der Lichtschranke mal eben ganz kurz
Hast du die
stehen bleiben.
Stoppuhr?
Dann geben wir euch die Zeit auf den Zettel, den ihr heute Morgen bekommen habt. Ihr habt
Ja.
heute Morgen einen Zettel bekommen, da wird die Zeit eingetragen.
Den hier.
Ja.
Genau, richtig. So, und ansonsten solltet ihr Hunger haben. Alles, was ihr seht, ist kostenlos. Subway, Thüringer Bratwurst, da drin ist noch ein Bäcker und noch ein Fleischer.
Man riecht's.
Was ihr wollt, ihr könnt dann hier wirklich noch schmausen, wenn euer Auto laden muss oder so. Ich weiß es gar nicht, wie euer
Nee,
Ladestand
Wir haben vorher geladen.
Wir haben vorher gemacht. Wir haben gedacht, das ist hier viel los. Ja.
Ja. Jetzt müssen wir eben gucken, dass sie da nicht so. Okay, also sonst, das hier ist euer Instruktor, auf den Herrn achten.
Den hier?
Ja,
Ja.
Er sagt, dass du ein bisschen weiter vorfahren sollst wahrscheinlich.
Hast du den-
Dann-
En ik darf losfahren wanneer ik wil?
Ja,
Gut.
sobald er das Go gibt, mit dem Daumen hoch. Du darfst starten, wie du willst.
Ja, ja.
Ansonsten, ansonsten
So, wir haben die Zeit, ja?
Ja, ja. Ja, ja.
Sag, wenn du Stopp sagst. Also, sag, wenn du Start sagst, drück ich auf Start.
Oké, nou zeg ik doe maar al 1,
Sagst
2. Nou, nu.
Drei.
Geen gas
Okay,
geven
one.
verder.
2, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
6, 7,
8. Du bist eine Sekunde zu langsam.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Es gibt Gas.
Das war zu weit.
Ja, das waren wir zu langsam.
Das schöne Lichtenfels. Hier. Guck mal, das ist die Burg Lichtenfels. Da hinten drin im Wald. Ist das? Klasse. Okay, reicht.
Ich hoffe, ich nehme noch auf.
Und dann noch auf. Ja gut, reicht. Ist gut, klasse. Das war der Aufnehmer. Schloss Lichtenfels. Da machen wir da dann eine Münze von.
Yeah, so after the second trial, so we changed the position and also that OMBV e-mobility charger there. By lifting up that big plug here, we started charging. And is it keep charging or not? Yeah, it keeps charging. Yeah, okay, we are at 23% and then we wait for the rest of it. Right. We have to be in front of them. Ja, wir überholen eine Zoe.
Nummer 13. Dat is ook... ik heb ze
Nummer
staan.
13. Oh, that's an unlucky number, maybe. Ja.
Ich würde gerne die Scheibe runter machen, aber das geht nicht.
Jetzt geht's weer.
Okay, now let's resume about short-range SUVs. So we didn't make the cut. We came about, let's say, about a half an hour or so too late, because there was a time limit what you have to do, and we also could not go into a certain location where one of the castles you had to do a stamp on a coin, so to press it, and then you have to show up with that stamp on that coin. So we couldn't make that one. So we went straight down because we calculated the time and said, you know, we're not going to make it there. So we rather want to be on time in Munich. And so the tour was good. I liked especially the streets in East Germany. Everything is very new. The shops are new. Everything is very new, renovated. The Autobahn in East Germany, 2 or 3 lanes, all clear, good condition, very nice driving there. So also from the landscape and where they were, and I think it was excellent there to drive through former Eastern Germany. And we started the tour there pretty early in the morning, and then we arrived, as I said, 7:25, just after the cut for the live stream. And yeah, what is the interesting thing there is, do these cars make sense? The optimum speed of that MG was 110 kilometers, which is 70 miles or something like that. It is good for United States as well if you don't want to break the speed limits on most of the highways. It is good in the Netherlands as well, where this car is driving, because Netherlands has absolute enforced 100 kilometer, which is more than 60 miles speed limit, and is absolutely enforced. So it means if you drive up 1 kilometer higher, you get a ticket. And there are radar enforced surveillance with airplanes and cameras and whatever you think. So, and Netherlands is not such a big country. So there are many countries where you get around easy. Netherlands has a pretty good equipped electric charger network. And also in the tour, which was, I think, a little bit too long for the, 700 kilometers, almost 500 miles in from Berlin to Munich, and all of those tours there, we had to do 5 stops. And we did not optimize those stops. We should have driven it a little bit lower down to about 10%, because then you could have charged with 70, it is about 78 kilowatt in maximum there, and then it's decreasing the charge there when you come to 70%. And we should not charge this too high. So we were not very diligently checking that. So, but in Europe, or especially in smaller ranges of cities, around big suburbs, that would be also some big suburbs in the US, it will make sense to have a vehicle which has a lower range of, let's say, 200 miles or so. Because with 200 miles, in most of the cases, if you don't use the car for constantly long-range driving, you be okay. And that's the same for why I'm comparing this to, is that car was 28,000 euros, which is about 20, let's deduct 10%, 25,000, let's say, round about $25,000. And then you get a deduction from several states here, as well as several states in the European Union. And this is about between 3,000 and 6,000 euro. So the car ends up to 22,000 euro, which is less than $20,000. And so compare that to another car. Does maybe the Model Y cannot compete with a smaller range to that car, but a Model Y in a smaller range would make also sense, but cannot make so much money with us. So yeah, you would rather sell the Model Y in a bigger range instead of selling it with the 50 kilowatt battery package or whatever, 55 kilowatt battery package. So this car had 43 kilowatt battery package, and it was for smaller countries and for big suburbs or bigger cities, it was a good car. So it was pretty good built. It was from the interior good equipped. Not everything was so light and easy to use as you would be using it for a Model Y. So the software was a little bit lacking, and some other things. But it shows at the end. So would you rather spend $20,000 for a short-range SUV comes from China, or $40,000, or for more than $45,000, more than twice as much for a short-range Model Y? That was my main question. So basically, in this case, and for the smaller pockets, that makes sense. To have a car, to drive it with a shorter range, but enough driving for the city and for the vicinity and all around. So, and as you saw from the pictures, we didn't even show the arrival because it was already dark. Well, we made it through, and we could have done it a little bit better from the speed-wise, but it was a fun tour. We all had a fun time. And that my main question was, is that the intention? So do short-range SUVs in a more compact size or mid-size do make sense. And they do make sense. Also, I think if you can reach another range of customers, if you say for $5,000 to $10,000 less, I would offer a short-range Model Y, and people can step in there and get used to a Model Y with a shorter range for the shorter package. Because when you come to the level of $50,000 or 50,000 euro, then it's already a pretty big. You like to try to be $10,000 or 10,000 euro less for that. So also grab the folks from the lower range with the lower budget. That's all what I want to know, and there is more to explore. Please keep the thumbs up and talk to you next time. Bye-bye.